Sunday, February 29th, and the weekend is coming to a close, but we still have a phenomenal slate of games in the NBA, college basketball, and college baseball. And in this video, I am going to be breaking down over 7 plays for you guys because we have a nice 4.5x 4-man that we cooked up for one of my favorite matchups on the slate in the NBA on Sunday. And then we have a phenomenal 3-man that we have in store for you guys for a 5x payout. Not only that, we're going to be going over the sportsbook play of the day. I'm going to be giving you guys winners in every single league, so make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're locking in and get ready to go bananas.
Sub to the channel, we drop picks on the daily, dropping knowledge every day, and you don't have to pay me. We just keep stacking wins while the rest moving lazy.
Starting things off very quickly, we did not cash the free play in yesterday's video. Texas A&M, I think they got 10-run ruled. Last time I checked, it was 11-1. I knew it was an iffy take on that game, but I did like them at home against UCLA. But the UCLA proved that they are not fraudulent and they were just the better team on Saturday. I would still make that bet just about every single day of the week and take our chances with that plus money on that one. But unfortunately, things didn't shake out in our favor. Hate to start the video talking about losing, but we're here to bounce back in a big way because I have a plus money on the sports books for you guys. And if we get 100 likes on this video, one of you will win all of the profits from that play. I'm putting $100 of my own money on that play. It'll be close to, I think it's like $250 that the profits would end up being, where one of you could take home all of that just from liking this video and commenting below. And I do that every single day. We lock in every day. I hand out free plays every single day. So make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss a free play drop. We've had tremendous success this week. We swept on Thursday. Friday, we hit our sportsbook play of the day. Saturday didn't shake out in our favor, but I did drop a bonus free play on Winnable that did cash for us. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And the 4-man isn't officially cooked yet, but it looks like the Jazz have just about completely given up in that game. And it's pretty astonishing because at halftime, Ace Bailey and Kyle Filipowski were about halfway, a little bit more than halfway of where we needed them to end up at the end of the game, but it hasn't shaken out that way. And LeBron and Luka were absolutely free. Those two put together, they crushed all of their numbers in that game versus the Golden State Warriors. We had LeBron 11.5. He got 16. Luka, he had 24.5. He got 26. So they did very well for us, but the other two did not shake out in our favor. Now in this video, like I said, I got 7 for you guys. We're going to attack a single game on the first 4-man. I absolutely love this spot for us. I think this is a phenomenal matchup that we're going to be breaking down and going over exactly what we like in that one. And then we got that the 3-man there, and that one is a 5x with a demon play on it that I absolutely love. So we'll be talking about that as well. Really quick though, I just want to run through what we did in premium because we did have a tremendous success on Saturday in premium. It could have been bigger. I will fully admit that. We did win more last Saturday, I do believe. We ended up, I think it was like 17 units at the end of the weekend. This one might be a little bit less. We'll probably be around that 10 to 9 mark, but still profitable. Friday, Saturday, we have not had a losing day, so the weekend will be another success. We're going to roll into Sunday hot. And this is what we did on Saturday. We had a nice plus money play here. UC Santa Barbara, I love them in this spot against Utah. They came out winning that game 7-1, and USC absolutely dominated 16-2. Now, on Saturday, we did not touch any college basketball or NBA. I just thought there was too much chaos on the slate, if that makes sense to you. A lot of upsets on the table where games could have went either way, and I just really did not want to dip our toes in that market at all. But we dominated the UFC and we dominated college baseball here. We could have done a little bit better in college baseball because we did have Vanderbilt on the money line. Their starting pitcher, their All-American pitcher in the first inning, got hit by the ball, I do believe. I wasn't watching it. I was watching UFC. I'm just going off of what I've read about the game and what happened. He got hit by the ball, got taken out in the first inning, and then after that, I knew the play was cooked because then they had to go to their bullpen in the first inning, which literally never happens. It would be like taking a player prop in the NFL and the dude gets hurt in the first quarter. Unfortunately, we don't have a reboot factor on the sports books here. But in the UFC, 3 of my favorite fighters on this card. We took them minus 750 there with Francis Marshall was an absolute lock. And then we had Emmanuel Rodriguez and Edgar Charez, who absolutely dominated, ended up really looking very, very good towards the end of that fight against Bunez. And we won all three of those for a nice minus 122 payout on that one. And then we had Rodriguez to finish the fight early and get a knockout, submission, or DQ, which he did for a nice minus 135. And then this was the cheat sheet. I must have put this in here on accident. I did lock it all the way in, and we ended up falling short because Zell Huber there and Marino ended up getting upset as well. But Zell Huber, man, this is the second time. The last time he lost, I was there live in New Orleans, and he got beat once again in that fight against an underdog, and now King Green came out and just completely outclassed him, knocked him out. Zell Huber is an absolute fraud, and we will never, ever, ever touch him again. I don't even care if it's a free play. I'm never touching him again. We could have went all the way to that final fight. And that final fight was a little bit of a toss-up. We did not touch that one in premium just because I knew it was a toss-up. I ended up siding with the Mexican, which I know sounds crazy, but in the fight world, typically if the fight is super, super close and it goes to decision, the home favorite wins. So that was my logical thinking on that one. Kavanaugh, though, an absolute stud, looked amazing in that fight. Great, great prospect, and congratulations to him. The play was busted already, so I wasn't too mad. And then we had Carolina UTSA for the over 12.5 here. Absolutely crushed that one by about mid-game. It was already at 16 when I checked mid-game. Coastal Carolina 10, UTSA 16. Just smashed our number there. And then this one, I did give this out to the premium gang. It was a small unit play, but I did want to touch on it because we went 2 out of 3. Santiago Luna just could not get it done. Ended up winning in decision, but didn't end up getting the knockout, which absolutely sucked because that would have been a phenomenal hit. Hopefully some of you guys in premium did the smart thing also and lock these in straight as well, because that's typically what we do. Typically on a fight card, what I do for premium members, and I give them all 3 to 5 of my favorite picks for the night. We do very, very well on those. And then we have a smaller unit play where we lock in a higher odds parlay, like a plus 800, something like that, like this one that you see here. But typically it's a 3 method finish there. That's what I call the parlay. This one I went with all knockouts. I didn't really see too many submissions artists on the card, so we just did the TKO route there, and we did 3 of those and came up 1 short, which absolutely sucked. And then this one was the free bonus play. So if you were in Winnable, you did get a free winner today, which would have covered your profits because it was a 4x, 3x on the night there, 3.5. It would have been knocked down a little bit. It probably would have ended up shaking out to a 2.5. I'll have to check the app and see what they paid me out at. But Zion Williamson, he had a lightning bolt play there where they knocked it down to 17.5. And he ended up leaving the game in that one. But Sadiq Bey, one of my favorite players to go over on Saturday, cleared his 18.5. And then LeBron James, we all know he was my favorite play on the night with his rebounds and assists. Got 16, didn't even need to knock it down. So that's what we did on Saturday. Pretty good Saturday. Like I said, it could have been a lot better. I think we went up about 2.3 units. It was around that mark. I'll have to once again verify that. I know it was over 2, though. I think that 0.3 came into just because of the way the odds of the certain plays locked out and how we locked them in, because everything is structured in premium. So if you want to hop into premium, go on ahead. You can use code SUCK and go on and grab the 2026 year pass. There's only 2 remaining. We've opened this up a couple times now. They typically sell out. So if you want to get in there for the rest of the year, well, you'll get March Madness, where we went last year like 25-3 during the month of March in college basketball. We dominate in college baseball. We're already up over 25 units in college baseball, and it's only 2 weeks in. And the first 2 weeks are typically the most rocky of the entire season. The next 2 weeks, what will be also a little rocky. I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. Conference play is where we make the majority of our money, but we're doing very, very well in college baseball right now to start off the season. So that's phenomenal. We love to see that. Speaking of college baseball, got my Georgia Tech hat on. It came in the mail. That is, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to just everything me, that is typically what I do. I lock in a future on a team and I buy their hat. So I got a ton of hats, hundreds of them. And this year for college baseball, we locked in the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets to win the College World Series. Now, do they win? I honestly don't know, but I know for a fact that they will make it. They were a phenomenal team. They have one of the best offenses in the country. Their pitching rotation fully, I will fully admit that they are a little bit rocky. If they had better pitching, then they would be my absolute favorite. But we got them super early when they were like plus 2,800, plus 5,500. And we locked them in super early in premium. Now they're down to like plus 1,200. So we're getting good traction on that already. And really, they have a chance to win, but it gives us tons of options once we get to Omaha for the College Baseball World Series. So we absolutely love it. It's looking phenomenal. We got some cash out options coming our way in a couple months where we should be making tons and tons of coin. Now, before we get into the plays, I got one last thing that I need to say. Gambling involves significant risk. There's no guarantees of profit, and you could lose some or all your money. The content in this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial or legal advice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. We are not responsible for any losses that may occur as a result of using the information provided here. Viewers must be 18 or older or legal age in their jurisdiction to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, please seek help. All of those are down below, to include 1-800-GAMBLER in the United States. This video does contain affiliate links. We'll go over them as the video progresses here. And we do receive a commission made through those signups. It's a great way to support the channel. And you also get a free 30 days per signup. We'll talk more on that later. Now, one other last thing. Sorry, I just wanted to do it while we're here. One thing you might notice about my pricing. I do get questions a lot, especially guys that haven't pulled the trigger yet. How can you charge so much where so-and-so only charges this much? Well, you get what you pay for. It's like anything in this world. If you want to take the cheaper route, go on ahead. I do give tons of discount codes out to get you guys at least your first month or your first package there at the discounted rate. And then you're going to see that it's fully worth it and you're going to renew at the full price anyway. So it's priced accordingly. You get what you pay for. If you want to win more, then you'll get on over there. If you don't want to win more, but you want to pay somebody for your picks, then go use one of the other guys. And then I'll see you in a couple weeks back over here to join this one. Now let's get into our player props. Like I said, we're going to dive right in. We're going to start off with my favorite matchup, my absolute favorite matchup on Sunday in the NBA. Let's talk about it. Now, these next 4 player props seem like absolute gimmies to me. I'm not saying that they're 100% going to hit. This is gambling, but I love all of the data and statistics that we're seeing for this game here. Minnesota going to Denver. And the first player prop we're taking, of course, we're taking Nikola Jokic over 28.5 points. I almost took the Demon. I still kind of like the Demon. I fully expect this team to be a drag-out dogfight over there in Denver. They always play each other very, very well. This is quite literally my favorite matchup on Sunday. Now, don't worry if you got here late and this game already started. The next 3-man, it's why I'm giving it to you guys, is on one of the later games, so you'll have plenty of time to get some value from this video. But this one does kick off at 3:40 Eastern time, which is the time zone I'm in. Denver Nuggets, 2.5 point favorites there at home, minus 142 on the money line. The under over, though, 237.5, one of the highest on the entire night. There's only one higher, and that's the Trailblazer game where it's 238. 237.5 is a huge, huge number, and we love to see it. It bodes very, very well for our player props. Now, we're taking Nikola Jokic. I think he gets well over 30 in this one. But as you can see, there's a lot of red bars on your screen. He's only done it in 4 of his last 10. But he is averaging 26.6, so just narrowly missing this number. But we all know what he can do. We all know he has big games and big moments. And I do think with him going up against Anthony Edwards, they just had a dogfight a couple of games ago where he crushed it. And I fully expect him to do it again. Now, as you can see, he did drop 30, 35, and 32 against some good competition, most notably the Boston Celtics there, where he got 30 on that one. And then when you break down the head-to-head in their last matchup this season in December, he did drop 50, 6 in that game, which is just exactly what I'm talking about. Big moments, big matchups. Jokic delivers, and I think he's going to have to deliver on Sunday if the Denver Nuggets want to win this game, as they're only 2.5-point favorites, and we all know how good the Timberwolves can be when they want to be. So we love Nikola in this matchup to have a big game and get us over this 28.5 points. Next, we're pairing him up with Jamal Murray here, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Now, his normal line is set at 11.5, I do believe, and I love that we can knock this down. You can only knock it down from what I've seen on Prizepicks or Chalkboard. I recommend Prizepicks for this one. With code FFAPE, when you bet $5, you get 50 in that free 30 days of premium. But I love Jamal Murray in this matchup. Love Jokic in this matchup. I think he's going to be feeding him. Like I said, his line's set at 11.5, and on a traditional sports book like FanDuel and DraftKings, that's actually favored. The sports books themselves think that he's going to go over this number, and I could not agree more. With that under-over total, 237.5, and just a streak of Jamal Murray getting over this number, it's absolutely phenomenal. 8 of his last 10, 11.3 there in those last 10 games. And once again, the matchup. Last 4 matchups he's gone against them, he has gone over this line. Now, the only 3 there this season, he got 9, 18, and 12. I do like him for probably about 12 to 13 in this matchup, but we're going to always knock it down a little bit because we can, and it's 4.5x payout still. We absolutely love it. So we love Jamal Murray teamed up with Jokic. We're taking Jamal here over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Another line that we absolutely love. This one's set at 8.5. We can knock it down to 6.5. So why wouldn't we? We're taking Dante DiVincenzo here over 6.5 rebounds and assists. Once again, his line is 8.5 on a traditional book, and it's favorited. Not only that, the under-over total, all of that is still bodes for this play, and we absolutely love that we can take him here on Sunday. He's done this in 7 of his last 10, averaging 8.3. I do think he gets about 8 to 9 here on Sunday. And as you can see, head-to-head in their last matchup, he went off, getting 16 there on Christmas Day at Denver. Even with that high altitude, I think he can do it once again. Now, in that shooting guard position, they are a tough defense, but it doesn't matter when these two teams play. That's why I haven't broken this portion of the screen down like I normally do, because it honestly does not matter at all in this play. And still, 7.5 rebounds allowed to that shooting guard position and 5.9 assists allowed is still a big number for us with how low this line is set. I think Dante DiVincenzo is going to be feeding our next player all game long. Now, the last time we took this pairing, we did not, the last time we targeted the Minnesota Timberwolves, we did not go after Anthony Edwards because his line was set at 29.5, and I didn't think he could do it. And I think it was actually that game where he only got 28 there against the Philadelphia 76ers, which I thought would be a back and forth, but had that blowout potential like we saw right there. In this one, I am completely on the other side. I think he could go well over 29.5. Again, this is a demon play that I wouldn't mind taking. If you guys wanted to lock it in twice and demon Anthony Edwards and Jokic, would not be mad at you one bit. But I love 29.5, and I like the 4.5x payout. It's plenty for us over here on this side of things. So we're going to leave it right where it sits there. He's done this in 7 of his last 10. 30.4 in his last 10. And as you can see, he went absolutely bananas on Christmas Day as well. 44 points. These two teams, when they play, they come to play. They go for throats. They are a great time, fun watch. We love everything about this matchup. So we're targeting those two. Obviously, 2 absolute stars in the NBA, and Jokic and Edwards paired up with guys that are going to feed them the ball all game long. This one seems like an absolute no-brainer. I love this play. Let's talk about the next one. But before we do, we have to talk about this because there's free coin out there that you can put in your pocket, and all you got to do is sign up for one of these apps with one of these codes. Now, you can get a free 20 on Sleeper with code FFAPE and a $100 deposit match. Betr, $10, $200 deposit match, a free $10 on Dabble without depositing at all. Prizepicks, bet 5, get 50. You guys can read, but there's tons out there. The ones I recommend for these plays, because you can knock down that rebound and assist total, is Prizepicks or Chalkboard with code APE there, where you get a free $10 and a $100 deposit match. So take advantage and get those 30 days. Just send proof to the number below so you can claim your free premium and lock in with us all basketball season and baseball season long there in the college realm of things. You'll get all of March Madness for absolutely free. Now, where can you get those and more? All those bonus free plays, those cheat sheets that we sweep just about every single day. We sweep at least one of them. So you get all of those over at Winible. There's a great Discord as well. That's that big golden W right up there. You hop on in, join the free gang, and ride out with us into the sunset, counting your coins. So get on over there, join the team for absolutely free. And then if you want to upgrade, go ahead and do so. That's what we have over there for you guys. There's one more that I want to touch on where you can lock in the sportsbook plays of the day. If you live in one of those states where you cannot get a legitimate sportsbook and you're sick of getting flip cash, because what the hell is that anyway? You can sign up for Bovada. There's the link right there. There's no code at all, just the link, and you get a $250 bonus there where you can lock in. And they have a great slate for college baseball every single day. One of the best. I wish I could use it, actually. It's not available in New York. It's legal in 45 states, but New York is one of them that they're not legal in. So take advantage if you can. Bovada, $250 bonus. Now let's get into the three-man. I love these three. We're going to talk about them and break them down. Now I do have to say one thing before we do, and you're not going to like it, but it's going to be the truth. We're not going to hit all these, most likely. I want to. I did all the research to cash these ones out, but I'm giving you guys 7 different player props in one video. There's no other YouTuber doing that for you guys. I want you guys to get a ton of value. So be smart. Go lower units if you have to. Maybe mix and match some things with what you like. I like all of these. I spent tons of time researching these. I don't just spit these out of my mouth for no reason. I don't spend the time talking about them with you guys for no reason, but I'm giving you guys more player props than any other channel, so we will not hit every single day. It's just the way it's going to shake out. If you want to hit every single day, knock them down to 2-mans. That would be the smartest thing to do, 2 or 3-mans, but we're going for it here in this one. And we got a demon on this one. GG Jackson. The last time we took him, I loved him. He didn't hit. I think he's going to correct that error for us in this one. We had him for 18.5 points and in rebounds. He got like 14 or 16 in that one, getting that 12 points. It was the last game. I love this matchup even more for him. We're just taking points on this one. We're taking him for over 16.5. I absolutely love it. 4 of his last 10, lots of red on the screen. Once again, do not care. He's averaging 16.9, so great for us in that category. But in this one, he gets a great matchup against the Pacers there, who are 25th in the NBA in points allowed and struggle just the same in that points allowed category to the power forward position. And they give up 23.5 points per game to that power forward position on average. And this one is another game with a great under-over total. I know you guys are probably catching the trend here, but that's the smartest way to bet the NBA. So the under-over total is 237.5. And this one is a nail-biter of a spread. -1.5 favorites. That's it. No blowout factor at all. The Pacers and Grizzlies should be a very close game. -112 on the money line. The Pacers are -104. So this is a coin flip of a game. But we're not taking the winner or loser. We're taking GG Jackson to score some points. I like him for 16.5. Like I said, last time we took him, which was a good matchup, he didn't get it done, but it was also a blowout, 124-105. This one should be much closer, and I think he's going to get those points for us here on Sunday. And when you look at the head-to-head, you can't really factor any of that in for GG because he is a newer starter, wasn't getting the minutes back in the beginning of the season or last season. So the head-to-head data really does not matter at all when it comes to GG. And you go down below, another great thing that I absolutely love is that in the power forward position, there is nothing but green checks. I mean, you got those 2 red X's down there at the bottom, but tons and tons of green checks against teams that they played very well. So love this one. I think it's going to be a phenomenal green for us, and we like GG here to get over 16.5 points on Sunday. And once again, we're pairing him up and we're knocking down the rebounds and assists. It's an edge. Do they hit every single time? Absolutely not. Nothing does. But it is an edge that you can use on Prizepicks or Chalkboard. I want to beat that into your head so that when you guys build your own parlays, you use this yourself here. We like Scottie Pippen Jr., the point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, over 6.5 rebounds and assists. With Ty Jerome out, he has been getting more and more minutes, and he has been playing very good basketball. Indiana Pacers are 28th in rebounds allowed and 11th in assists allowed. But when you go to that point guard category, they're 26th and 11th once again. So it's the same exact numbers there. But he's 6 of his last 10. 3 of those nice, beautiful green lines we love to see. And he's averaging 7.7 there. And it's really just a great correlation of a play. So if you guys do break any of these up, I recommend honestly locking these in how they are exactly in the video and then playing around with yourself. But if you break them up, go on ahead and make sure you keep the pairings because they are correlated very, very well, just like Luka and LeBron were last night. But we like Scottie Pippen here over 6.5 rebounds and assists. And here's our demon play. It's not even showing it on Outlier, but this is a demon on Prizepicks over 29.5. His normal line is set at 26.5. We're bumping that up just a little bit. I think he's going to absolutely go off, and he's going to have to. This is a rivalry game, and guess what? Joel Embiid, the man made of glass, Mr. Glass himself, is not going to play on Sunday. Once again, the man is on the bench. If he would healthy, he would be one of the best players in the NBA, but he just cannot seem to get out of the doctor's office. But that bodes extremely well for Tyrese Maxey. Every time Embiid's out, he seems to go off, especially against the bigger opponents. So once again, I don't give a shit that the Boston Celtics are number 1 in the NBA in their points allowed department. I don't care if they're the best in the league there at the point guard position. They're 5th. I don't care at all that they only give up 23.9 to the position. Tyrese Maxey is the best player on the court on Sunday for the 76ers. I think he's going to put the team on his back. He's going to put the battery in his back, and he's going to go off. So call this one a gut play if you want to. I don't care. The 76ers are plus 8.5. Underdogs on the road going up to Boston in a rivalry matchup, plus 265 there on the road. They probably lose. Do they get blown out? I don't think so. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to have another thing to say about that. I'd still think the 76ers squad is a good team, even without Embiid. When they have Embiid, they are playoff caliber. So I do think that they keep this one relatively close enough where Tyrese Maxey will not lose a ton of minutes, and we love him to get over 30 in this one. If you wanted to play the line where it's set at 26.5, go on ahead. If you wanted to knock it down to maybe 24.5, go on ahead. But I like this one. I like the 5X payout here. So we're taking Tyrese Maxey, the demon play, over on Prizepicks for 29.5. Now that brings us to our banger of a play here over on the sports books. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like there if you're going to go on ahead and lock this in on Prizepicks. You got the 4 for the first 4 that we went over. If I ran through it a little too fast or whatever the case may be, that's exactly what it looks like there. You can get these screenshots over on Winible if you ever forget and you don't want to keep fast forwarding and rewinding there. These are exactly where I load them up. So we're taking 25, turning it into 112 here on this 4-man, and then we're taking 20 to turn into a 100 there on this 3-man 5X play where we got GG, Scotty, and Tyrese. Now, the sportsbook play of the day, Oklahoma State. I fully expect them to run through Sam Houston. Not going to dive too deep on that one. Then we got UCSB. These are both college baseball plays. I think this one's going to be an absolute phenomenal game. I do think Utah probably scores a little bit more runs in this matchup. They lost, 7-1 and 7-2 this weekend so far. I do think UCSB takes the whole series. I love this squad. They have an amazing offense and some pretty good pitchers as well. They got Flora, their Friday guy, who is absolutely phenomenal, and then Aceves, who went on Saturday. Now they're going to probably deploy Gazaway if they need be, and I think that he's still good enough to get well through this Utah team, and then they'll probably get some bullpen work. Typically Sundays, that's what they do. They let a lot of young guys throw on Sundays and midweek. So the pitching prowess won't be there as much for UCSB, but I think their bats still will be. Now I don't think they score 7 again. I think it's probably going to be like a 6-3 finish. So I think Utah gets a couple more runs. Like I said, they lost 7-1 and 7-2 this weekend. I think they get about 3, and I like UCSB for 6 there. So we're taking them right on the money line. And we might eyeball that one in premium for an under-over total, depending on where they set those lines for Sunday. And then we're going to college basketball. Purdue. They just got upset in the final seconds, 76-74 defeat to Michigan State. I think this is a huge bounce back game for them. I think they are going to take out all of their frustrations on Ohio State, Give me Purdue by 100. Purdue on the money line, lock it in. And then we got this one, like this could be a bit of a coin flip. If you wanted to leave it off for less of a payout, go ahead. But I do think that the Nuggets at home come out on top in this one. So we're taking the Denver Nuggets on the money line. Should be a very, very, very good game. I'm pretty excited to watch that one. I like when there's good matchups in the NBA. It's pretty exciting. So we're taking the Nuggets there in a tight battle with the Timberwolves to come out on top. That is our 4-team parlay, 2 in college baseball, 1 in college basketball, and then 1 over there in the NBA, plus 287. So when I put $100 on this play, one of you that likes this video, comments below, 100 likes, you get $287 sent straight to me. I gave it away the other day. Just want to do it again. So come take my money, lock in with us, and make your own money. That's what we have for the sports books. And you can lock these in for absolutely free on ONYX Odds. You sign up with code FFAPE. You get $15 without depositing. You deposit $10, they give you $100 in bonus bets. That's $125 in your account to bet with. And all you got to do is come out of pocket $10 and use code FFAPE. And on top of that, nice little cherry you get for a free 30 days of premium. So thank you guys. That's what we have for Sunday. Let's close out this weekend on a high note. Hope you win all your bets, even if you didn't get them from me. And I'll see you back here again for our Monday video.